The other thing to keep in mind is that many people look at groups like this kind of like a sports team. And a sports team has a coach, and the coach kind of drives what goes on. But that coach has a playbook. The big difference between politics and sports is that in politics, the fans determine the outcome of the game, not the coach and the players. How many voters can you go out there and actually get to the polls to pull that lever? Because if that's not the bottom line, then I think I don't understand politics. Because, folks, that's really what counts. And to take our government back, government has to listen to us. They already are, and it's scaring them to death because we've never spoken up like this before.
Amen.
And understand that, and I kind of understand why they're scared. That doesn't mean they're being paid big bucks to deal with it, though.
I wanted more.
And I read now they just want another raise. Back in '83, when State won the national championship in basketball, guy interviewed Coach Valvano in the locker room at halftime, and he asked Valvano what he told his team at halftime that pumped them up and motivated them to win. He said, I told them that we had to be in a position to have a chance to win. The significance of that is focus on those intermediate steps. I can't say that enough. Focus on those intermediate steps. Yeah, we all want to get Obama out of there. But to do that, we've got to identify the specific things that we must do on this level. What can you do here in Forsyth County? One of the reasons I wanted to come up here tonight was because I know how critical the vote in Forsyth County is on a statewide basis. You may not, she mentioned I was a fellow at the Institute of Political Leadership in Greensboro, and that's been an awesome opportunity for me that I'm humbly grateful for, because I have learned so much in the last 30 days about the true dynamics of politics in North Carolina. One of the things that I learned that I did not know before, if you want to win a statewide race in North Carolina, you can do so by winning only X number of counties. Does anybody care to hazard a guess how many counties that is?
4.
5.
10.
Closer. It's actually 15. Because of the population distribution in North Carolina, across the major urban areas, you can carry a statewide race by only winning 15 counties out of the 100. Does that mean the other 85 don't matter? Some politicians unintentionally send you that message. You have to make your county relevant. You do so by helping the other counties around you as well. We have, the great group up in the 5-county area, Stokes, Shirley, Ash, Wilkes, up in that area. Those guys got it going on. They are reaching out to the other mountain counties and helping them get started. I understand they had an inaugural meeting in Boone last night up in Watauga County. And that was, I want to say they had 20-some people show up, and the highlight of the evening was an 18-year-old college student, homeschooled, who stood up and made an impromptu speech that really grabbed the crowd. Folks, that's the kind of talent we're attracting. That's what we're drawing. And to be seen as a credible professional organization, you're going to have to act like it. And that means, yeah, we all share the passion. We all share the values. But we need to develop ourselves. And that's what I encourage you to do. And that's what I'm here tonight to offer to help you do in any way I can. Not going to take up really any more of your time. The other thing that I'll say, I got involved in the GOP in my county back in March because, frankly, I wasn't happy with it. But rather than stand there and complain about it, I figured I'd get involved and do something. Got myself elected as a delegate, went to Wilmington to the convention. And after watching that dog and pony show, I'm only more convinced there's even more I need to do. I'm not down on the GOP. I've read the platform. The platform is conservative as it comes. There's not a thing on there that I don't agree with.
Amen. Amen.
So my job, how can I help hold the leadership accountable?
Amen.
The party has the same problem that government has.
Yes.
Lack of representation. Do you curse the party, do you curse the government, or do you do something to change it? There's room in there for effort on both sides. The Tea Party has the 3 basic platforms, and that's great. But I encourage you, don't put down those that are focused on illegal immigration, or those that are focused on Second Amendment, or those that are focused on pro-life. Why? Because it makes about as much sense as criticizing the Marines that fought the Japanese in World War II for having done nothing to stop the Germans in Europe. We're all out there fighting the same war. Get along. We've got to get along. Now, I have a problem with some of those that left the Republican Party and joined the Tea Party. Because, folks, if you've given up on changing the party, how can you believe you're going to change government? And, you know, we've got to have logic and ration to what we do. I applaud Beverly and Pat and all the other group that have helped set this up, because you have started a ball rolling tonight. There are people in other counties, as I said, when you walk into Guilford County, I'll just tell you right now, when they show up for a meeting, they got 3-ring binders, they got an envelope ready for every committee member of a committee that says, okay, Thursday night is a city council meeting, this is what's on the agenda. Here's the position paper on it. We need 3 people signed up to speak, and you got till Tuesday at noon to get your name on the list to sign up. Folks, they got it down to science. People are investing a lot of hard work in it, and it's paying off. There are ways to do this, and if you don't know how to do it, just ask somebody, because they've already figured out the key to being effective. And I know Velvet here is working very hard on helping get the Gwen Beck apparel manufacturing plant. Now, that's not really Tea Party. That's not really Tea Party. You will have opportunities to work on other issues and stuff like that, but do not lose your focus as a Tea Party group. We will always stay true to those 3 core principles. But not one of you walked in here tonight with just those 3 things on your mind. You've all got your passions for all of those other issues, because those issues are the application of those values. And folks, we rightfully disagree on some of them. The Revolutionary War was fought with 1/3 of the colonists going for revolution, 1/3 against, and the other third sitting on the fence. And they still did it. We don't have to have everybody, but the ones that we do have are committed. And if the individual militias had made the decision to fight the British on their own, we'd have never won. It wasn't until they came together as the colonial army. So in that sense, look for ways in which you can work with other groups in your area to enhance the effectiveness of everything you do. One of the members of our group is from Kinston. Her husband's running for city council. And she felt at first like she drove to Raleigh for that meeting 2 hours just to get her name on an email list. And I pulled her aside afterwards. I could tell she didn't feel so good. And I said, look, you know, think of it this way. If every conservative in Kinston showed up at a rally and voted for your husband, wouldn't that be a great thing? She said, yeah. I said, but what if people from 5 counties surrounding you showed up in support of that man? What message does that send? When they get ready to have the rally to put the manufacturing plant up in Mount Airy, I hope everybody that's in here will go to that rally. I haven't checked my schedule, but I'm hoping I can be there. Why? It has nothing to do with Tea Party. It's neighbors helping neighbors, because folks, that's what built this country, make it strong. We have to live the very values that we are trying to espouse that we want reflected in the policies. So I appreciate you having me. I've certainly enjoyed meeting you. Hang around for a while. Be happy to talk with you afterwards if you have any other comments. But do spend some time on this strategic planning phase. It's going to be your roadmap going forward. That's going to tell you where you are, where you know, it's like from Alice in Wonderland. You know, she's talking to the Cheshire Cat, and the Cheshire Cat tells her, lady, if you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter what route you take to get there. That's right. So again, I appreciate it, and
Before you sit down, would
okay.
you repeat the 3 points for us, just to wrap it up?
Ways, means, and ends. The ends is your mission statement. That's what you want to accomplish. The ways in which you do it are the tactical methods. The rallies, the bake sales, the get out the vote campaigns and whatnot. And the means are your resources. Let me say one quick thing about resources. A lot of groups like this form, and the first thing they want to do is go out and start raising money. Why?
Means.
But if you don't have a plan for what, just because you know you may need it down the road, yes and no. But unless you're going to physically set yourself up as a 527 or 501c3 nonprofit, you put yourself at risk if you go out and solicit money as a donation from the public and have no specified purpose or intent for it. It can actually create the presumption of fraud, and it can destroy the image of your organization and its ability to raise funds in the public eye. There are very legal ways to do that, but don't just go raise money for the sake of raising money. I've walked in many county fairs, gone up to a booth, and I see a group and they've got their petitions and everything there, and they shake my hand and say, "Welcome, would you like to buy a t-shirt?" That's the first words out of their mouth. I know nothing about them. I have no reason to invest any of my money from my wallet, but that's the first words out of their mouth. Tie your methods in with your goals so that everything is mutually supportive, and have a way to measure that success so that you have that feedback. Are we doing a good job? Are we doing a bad job? Does somebody else have an idea of how we can do it better? If so, at least give them the benefit of a listen, because you never know when that next person may come along. Yes?
What's the title I should write above those 3 words you wrote on there?
The what?
Isn't there like a title or a heading that goes above that?
These are just the 3 components of strategic planning. They're the 3 basic components because those are the 3 aspects that any organization can be divided into in one form or another by one definition or the other of those words. Each one has an effect on the other, and it's a constantly changing environment, and that's why I say have those interim goals so that you make sure that you're staying on track. It also challenges you in a way. There's no need to go argue with the other Forsyth group now. You can go do what you want to do. Let them do what they want to do. And in fact, I hope both of you succeed because, folks, you're not working against each other. I appreciate your time. I thank you for your hospitality.